What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We have a nice 4-game NBA slate for today. Couple back-to-back teams. Slate's not amazing, I'm not going to lie. We also have some college football today. We have Miami taking on Ole Miss, so we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to do that here in just a moment. Talking about our video from yesterday. So I usually, and you guys know how this works, if this video gets 250 likes, I select a random comment from the comments to win a free month of VIP. I do that in every single video. Some videos we get 500 likes. We haven't missed 250 likes until Sunday, and that's the first time we've missed since NBA has started. So we only got 180 likes yesterday on the video, which is nowhere near the 250. So I'm not going to give away the free VIP in this video. But if this video gets 250 likes, I know you guys can hit that easily. So smash that like button, drop a like, or drop a comment if you want to have a chance at winning. And you do have to be a subscriber to win. We're almost at 41K. I do appreciate everybody. And hopefully you guys are in the Discord. If you're not, link to the Discord is free down in the description. Looking at our plays from yesterday. Yesterday's money lines went absolutely crazy. We almost swept the board. I swept every play that I personally played. Up $1,300 yesterday, up $3,200 on the month so far. So we had 2 red days, followed by a crazy good day. Looking at the bets that I played yesterday, you can see we had everything from right here. So we dropped some Prizepicks slips, which I'll show you. This was a Prizepicks slip. Mississippi State, we played on underdog. The Kentucky slip was a Prizepicks slip. Spurs and Suns, Bucks and Knicks, and then the Arkansas -4.5 slip. So all these did end up cashing. Ace ended up playing a Hornets play. The Hornets ended up getting beat by 1. Should have been a cash for him. I was kind of on the Raptors last night, so that's why I didn't tell the Hornets play. But other than that, everything pretty much cashed. So great day yesterday in VIP. Looking at some of our wins, I'll go ahead and show them to you. So here's the Bucks and the Knicks play. The Spurs Suns play right here that cashed. We had Ole Miss 150 to win 300. I put 250 on that one. We had a Marquette to win by 5.5. No, which is a no. The Kentucky wins by 14.5. No. We have Porter with Nurkic over on Prizepicks, a 3x that hit, a 3.7x on Sleeper that hit. There's the Arkansas to win by 4.5, which cashed. Durant, or not Durant, but a Sleeper slip, 5.4x to cash, and then a nice little double up on Sleeper as well. Now, I do have some slips right here that I want to tell you guys. I know NBA for a lot of people has been really bad lately. I see a lot of people giving up, especially on social media. A lot of cappers giving up talking about NBA. And let me tell you something, guys. If you've been doing this for a while, like I have, like Ace has, like a lot of other guys have, then you understand that once you get out of December, the NBA can fall off a little bit. Sometimes it can. Sometimes it's going to be streaky. February, or when you get close to the All-Star break, that's when things get a little bit rough for NBA. Once All-Star break is over, it kind of gets back going, and playoffs are always good. But right now is the time that this is gonna happen. Like, you're gonna have some players take days off. You're gonna have some bench players shine over the star some games. Like, it's just not as competitive right now as it can be, or as it is during the start of the season. So just know that if you want to play soccer, or if you want to bet on soccer or tennis or anything like that, these are tennis plays that were posted in the VIP yesterday from our man Chan and Jesse. Like, they have absolutely crushed soccer. Lewis has been crushing tennis. I say cussing tennis. He's probably been doing that too, but he's been crushing tennis. Like, all the mods have been really killing it. So even if you join the Discord and don't want just my plays for NBA, you get a lot more. I'm not personally a soccer or tennis capper, so I don't know anything about those two sports. But we have guys in there doing it, and these are just wins that some guys have posted yesterday. It's actually one guy posted all these wins. I'm not sure who it was, but he was shouting out the soccer team that they've been crushing it. So I just wanted to give them a shout out as well. So if you guys are watching, I do appreciate all of you mods in here. But that being said, if you guys do want to get every single one of our plays, then you know where to go. The WAP link's down in the description. It's $10 a week or $25 a month. You get 20% off if you use code NBA. So that being said, let's go ahead and talk about these games, guys. Let's get everything going. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. How about this? For the free VIP thing, if today's video gets 350 likes, I'll pick 2 for tomorrow. And I'll go back and I'll select a comment from yesterday's video as well. So if you go... We'll just do both of them from this one. Yeah, 350 likes in this video. I'll pick 2 comments from this video. We'll do that to try to make up for yesterday. I feel bad not picking a winner, but we didn't even come close to the likes. So I think the likes threshold is a little bit low anyways, so that's why I'm doing that. But anyways, we got a 4-game slate. Let's talk about the first game. First game on this slate is going to be the Pacers taking on the Hornets. We have Charlotte minus 152 at home, 3.5-point spread with a 231.5 total. Right now, 55% of the money is going to be on the Hornets, with 68% of them covering a 3.5 spread. Now, Charlotte just played last night. They lost to the Raptors. I told you guys that 96-97. They should have won. Brandon Miller ended up sitting that game. He was questionable yesterday. I thought he was going to play, and I think he was a late addition to the injury list. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, Miller ended up sitting. Now, it shows Brandon Miller out right now. I think Brandon Miller is going to play, and I don't think that this is updated. And the reason I say that is because they have props for Miller on about every single platform. Let me see here. Brandon Miller, yeah, you can pull him up right here you can look at the prop list. Usually if he's sitting, it won't even let you look at him. I can click him right here, you can see, and go back to it. But anyways, I'm pretty sure Miller's going to play. If Miller plays, I like Brandon Miller here. Brandon Miller's minutes should be 25 minutes plus minimum. Knuppel, Ball, Bridges, they've all played yesterday in a close competitive game versus Toronto. So they are at home again. They don't have to do much traveling, so they're not going to be as tired as they normally would if they were on the road or anything like that. But this team, I hate playing back-to-backs on teams that are that played a close game because they're going to be on tired legs. It messes up the shot. Miller can cash pretty easily on the prop that I'm wanting to take for him. So one of these free picks is going to be Brandon Miller. I'm pretty sure he's going to play, and if you want to fade him, you're more than welcome on that. But I just think he's going to be a good play for tonight. And I think Knuppel's going to have a good game as well if you'd rather take Knuppel, however you want to say his name. Looking at this team, they are missing Kalkbrenner tonight. Miller shows out, but this is not updated fully, I'm pretty sure. Now, I could be wrong. Miller might be ruled out. If he does, and I would swap my play to Knuppel most likely. But for now, I'm going to fade the injury news on Charlotte. Indiana missing the same players they always had for the whole season: Isaiah Jackson, Benedict Mathurin, and Obi Toppin. So not much really going on there. If you look at this Pacers team, they've lost like 14 games in a row. They just can't find a win to save their lives. They've had a lot of close games recently versus good teams, and they just can't find the dub, man. They really can't. So feeling for this Pacers team. Charlotte on a back-to-back, this could be a chance for the Pacers to get a win, but I've been saying that. I thought they had a chance of beating the Cavs the other day, and they did. They kept this game very, very close. They led a lot of the game. I think they were up 10 points at one point versus this Cleveland team. So Pacers at plus 150 is not a bad bet. Hornets at minus 150 is not a bad bet either. Either team really could win. This is going to be a coin flip game. If I was going to play some type of teaser, I'd take Indiana plus 8.5. You can get this 3.5-point spread, buy it up a little bit, and play something like that, because I do think the Pacers keep this close. But it's the Pacers. They can get blown out by any team, so you never know what's going to happen there. For me, I'm just going to I'm probably going to fade a money line on this game personally. But if I had to call one, I guess for plus 150, give me the Pacers here with Charlotte on a back-to-back. But that's not very confident, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Hornets probably could end up getting a dub. Next game on this slate is going to be the Cavs versus the Timberwolves. Now, this is probably the best, or this is for sure the best game on the slate in terms of competitiveness. It's got a 239-point total, a close spread at 2.5, and then Minnesota is minus 130 at home. So right now, 62% of the money is on the Cavs right now to win this game outright. And then you got 61% of the money on Minnesota to cover this 2.5 spread. So money's kind of split down the middle where people think who people think is going to win. Both teams have won four of their last 5 games, and both teams have looked really good. Timberwolves just blew out Miami. They beat Washington by 30 the game before that, beat Miami by 10 the game before that. So been looking pretty dang good. So had the Cavs. Cavs last game missing pretty much every single player, or 3 starters, I think. Maybe not 3 stars. They're missing a lot of players anyways versus the Pacers, which is why I thought the Pacers had a chance of beating them. They lost to Detroit in a close game before that. They beat the Nuggets. They beat Phoenix. They beat the Spurs. So they've looked really good in these last few games. So definitely not going against the Cavs in terms of thinking they're playing bad or anything like that. But I do kind of lean Minnesota in this game. Looking at the team, questionable Chris Livingston. Larry Nance questionable. Struce still out. Jalen Tyson probable. Dean Wade is still out. On Minnesota's side of things, Terrence Shannon is still out, and then Rocco is questionable. So not a whole lot of injuries going on for Minnesota. Cleveland missing quite a few players still, but they're starting 5s there. They have Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, and Jared Allen. Tyson is probable. So starting 5 looking good. I think this Cavs team could potentially get it here at plus 129, but the only reason I like Minnesota here is because they are at home. Give me Minnesota. They've lost the last 2 head-to-head matchups versus the Cavs, so the Cavs have beat them recently. Minnesota's looked pretty good, though, and I've been big on this Minnesota team. They do take some games off. They chalked me a few games they shouldn't have, but I think tonight they're going to step it up. I like Minnesota here. I think this game's going to be good for player props as well. I like some plays for Garland. I like some plays for Mitchell. I like Randall plays. I like Ant-Man plays. I got some potential plays for every single one of those players, and they've already been posted. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. We'll go over some player props here in just a moment. I do want to say, guys, before we jump into this next game, that I am going to be going live here shortly on Instagram. We're going to break down this slate as well. I'm going to do some picks on there as well. It's kind of the same type of breakdown that I do right now on YouTube, but it is live. If you guys have props that you want to ask me, you can ask me live, and I try to answer all of them. Now, if chat gets super hectic, or understand that I can't answer every single comment that is commented, so there'll be 200 or 300 comments sometimes like there was last time. So just make sure that you're aware of that. But I do try to get to every single one on there if I can. And if you guys want to check it out, it is going to be on my Instagram. So Instagram is Ryan Fantasy Aces. Links in the description. Love to have you guys over there. But jumping into game 3 on the slate, we have the Heat taking on Chicago. So Chicago plus 224 at home, 7.5 on the spread with a 237.5 total. So another fast-paced game. Every game on this slate is pretty decently fast-paced. Chicago is on a back-to-back. The Heat are not. Right now, 57% of the money is going to be on the Bulls, with 63% of the money on Miami covering a 7.5 spread. When you look at these two teams, the Bulls are on a 3-game loss streak. They are still missing a lot of players. Zach Collins is sitting. Josh Giddey is still sitting. Jalen Smith is questionable, and Kobe White is questionable. So a lot of their starting 5 players, the thing that the players that have made this team almost, or they were over 500 for the season, are going to be sitting. When you look at Miami, they're missing Jaquez. Potentially, he's questionable. And then, obviously, we know where Rozier's at. Dude is struggling right now. So, anyways, the Miami team looking pretty decent lately. They've won 5 of their last 7 games. They did lose to Minnesota twice. One game was close. One game was a blowout loss. So, not thinking Miami's going to come out here and get pummeled by the Bulls by any means. Miami has struggled on the road. On these road games, Miami has 39% win rate. Bulls at home, 53% win rate. So the Bulls have been better at home than Miami have on the road, but this is also with a healthy Bulls team. We can probably look at the Bulls without those players, and there's not a whole lot of data, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend that time. But, 3 games in a row without those players they've missed. So give me Miami here. I think Miami is going to win. The odds right here are minus 233, so a little bit juiced. You could probably play, like if you did that teaser, you can get Miami probably close to even odds with pretty much Miami money line with maybe Pacers plus 9.5 or something like that, and you can probably get even odds on that, so it's not that bad of a play. If you wanted to do something like that, I'm not saying run that exact slip, I'm just saying you could potentially do something similar. Even if you want to take Cavs plus 8.5 or something, I think Cavs keep this game in the close, and I do think the Cavs could potentially pull out a win here, so if you want to do that, you could do that as well. But I am on Minnesota. I am on Miami to win this game. Last game on the slate, we have Dallas versus Utah. The Jazz coming off of a very, very close game, which should have been a win versus OKC that went to overtime. OKC almost lost to the Hornets and to the Jazz in back-to-back games at home. So 2 weak teams beating the best team in the league at home. OKC struggling, man. I'm not an OKC hater by any means. I like OKC, but yeah, they've been struggling as of lately. They pulled out the win last night. Jazz played almost 44 minutes for their starters. Normally in this matchup, Dallas versus Mavericks, let's just say that. Normally in this matchup, Jazz versus Mavericks, I would be looking at marketing and I would be looking at Keontae George, but they have 44 minutes, like I said. I'm not going to be touching anybody from this Jazz team. I think this potentially could get ugly. Dallas is minus 230, 7.5 point spread, 241.5 total. Majority of the money right now is on the Jazz, 70% on Jazz money line. I'm against that, guys. They've lost 5 in a row. This back-to-back game hurts them, and I can show you. We'll click Keontae George here, and you can look at we're going to hit points. We're going to look at his minutes. So I'm going to do last 5. So minutes he played, 43 minutes. And Markkanen was the same way. 43 minutes his last game. So 44 minutes. So they have had so many minutes. They're going to be wore out, man. They traveled yesterday as well, coming from OKC back to to Utah. So I'm on the Mavericks here. Mavericks are missing some players still. Obviously, P.J. Washington, once again, is doubtful. Brandon Williams is questionable. Then they're missing the three they've always been missing for the whole season. Then you're looking at the Jazz, obviously still missing Kessler. Kevin Love is still out, and then Niang is still out as well. So missing nothing new, honestly. This game could potentially stay competitive. If it stays competitive, it's probably going to be a player prop gold mine. You're going to look at Markkanen. You're going to look at Keontae George. You're going to look at Anthony Davis. You're going to look at potentially Cooper Flagg. Those are the players I'm looking at for this game. But regardless, I got the Mavs winning this game. If you want to run Mavs with Heat, I don't think it's a bad play. If you want to do anything like that, you really could. So that being said, we are about to jump into some player props. We're about to lock in some of these slips live. If you guys do want to get a free month of our VIP, just sign up for any partnered app down in the description. The ones I'm pushing a lot right now are going to be Parlay Play. Oh, my goodness, and I forgot to delete the slip before locking it in when I was checking the payout. So I guess you could get the slip, one of the slips early if you wanted to, but I don't recommend doing that because you need to hear why we're going to take them. But anyways, if you guys do want to sign up for Parlay Play, use code FANTASYACES. You get a $5 free bet. You'll get a deposit match up to $100 as well as free VIP. You can do that with any one of the apps down in the description. Parlay Play, Underdog, Sleeper, Novig, Better, Chalkboard, or Dabble. Any of those 7 apps get you a free month. Let me know if you sign up, and I'll get you guys added. One last thing before we jump into these props. I am now partnered with an app called Upside. Upside is an optimizer. What it does, it takes all of our plays from all the apps we look at. It compares the value, and then it gives you a percent to hit chance based off of the value you see. So what you can do, you click the optimizer here. You can click the app you want to use. We'll choose Underdog, for example. We're going to click the league or the sport. We're going to click NBA. You can see Brandon Miller under 4.5 first quarter points. It's 53.3% chance to hit. It is minus 138 on FanDuel, minus 149 on Sleeper, minus 135, minus 115. So you can find the best odds and lock in the best odds. So the best odds here would be on BetMGM at minus 115. But you can do that pretty much for any one of these props. If you click Prizepicks, it's going to do the same thing with any props on Prizepicks. Give you that good hit rate. Not as much value as usual right now on here, but if you want to try it out, code ACES gets you a 5-day free trial, and you can get 25% off your first month down in the description. That being said, let's go ahead and jump in to our first slip of the day. So the first pick that I have for today is going to be for our man Brandon Miller. Told you guys I'm taking a chance on Brandon Miller playing. If he plays, the rest of his team's on tired legs. I can see him popping off today. If he doesn't play, then I think Knuppel and Bridges are obviously going to be the go-to guys again. Ball has been one of those guys I can't really trust. Diabate could have a good game, but I'm looking at Bridges, Miller, and Knuppel in terms of where most of the usage is going to be. So I like Brandon Miller here, 24.5 PRA. Payout on that's not super bad on Parlay Play if you want to lock it in. He's cashed at 5 straight games. Obviously, this season he hasn't played very many games. He's played 20, so about half the games on the season. He has a 70% hit rate with 28 PRA in every single one of those games. Head-to-head versus the Pacers. He's cashed in his last 2. Neither of those are from the season. He had 41 and 37 PRA versus the Pacers. The Pacers give up a lot of rebounds, a lot of points, not very many assists, but Brandon Miller can honestly cash this line in points alone if he has a good game. You can see 28 points his last game versus OKC. So, I do like the spot for Brandon Miller if he plays. Let's pull it up. Brandon Miller, PRA is a 1.3x if you lock him in on Parlay Play. We are going to check this value over here on Prizepicks as well. Brandon Miller. And we're going to go with 24.5. So that being said, who are we going to pair Brandon Miller with? And just so you can just so you know, if you look at Brandon Miller, he's averaging around 18 field goal attempts per game. When you're putting up those kind of numbers, it's 24.5 is very, very low. So that's why I like that play. So pairing Brandon Miller with our man Tyler Hero, this is going to be a boosted play on Parlay Play if you play it there. Probably going to be better value. I haven't checked it on Prizepicks just yet. But looking at Hero, man, they haven't boosted at 17.5 points. Now, Hero this season has played 7 games. He has cashed his 6 of 7 games. He is averaging 22 points per game. He is averaging 16 field goal attempts per game, 6 3-pointers, and then 4 free throws. Well, some of these games getting 7 free throws per game. His minutes, he's averaging 31 minutes per game. Both games he's played that he's come back, he's had at least, or every game he's played, he's had at least 28.6 minutes, or right at 29 minutes. You give Hero 29 minutes, he can give us 18 points in pretty much any game. This guy is best scorer on his team, in my opinion. Norman Powell's definitely been stepping it up. But Hero's still that all-star player, man. Hero is good. I know he's been dealing with a lot of injuries. Sometimes he struggles with his Miami team. But I do like Tyler Hero tonight, and you're getting decent value at 17.5 points. His line is 20.5 originally for a reason. 18 is a 2-point discount. or it's actually a 3-point discount, excuse me. But 1.44x gives you a 1.8x, so almost a double up on this play. I'm locking this in. I like this slip a lot. Hero at 18 points is just too low in my opinion, and I really like the value we're getting here. And I have been very, very selective with these parlay play boosts lately. I didn't play any parlay play boost yesterday, I don't think, which is not something I normally do. And I've been doing it strategically because they try to bait you with some of these plays. And I noticed that yesterday. I meant to show it in the video, but they had like 3 plays that were just complete bait. And I ended up fading them off for a reason and ended up having a good day overall. Not just parlay play, obviously, but just overall it was a good day. The only parlay play slip I played yesterday was a reboot. But regardless, right here, track picks. I'll refresh so you know it's legit. You can see Brandon Miller, PRA with Tyler Hero. We do have 250 to win 465. So that's going to be slip number 1. You guys saw the second slip, but let's talk about the second slip. So the first pick on the slip that I had was Donovan Mitchell for 25 points. That play is a play that he's been a wagon on majority of the season. I played Mitchell for 25 quite a bit, and that is definitely not Donovan Mitchell. That is Davion Mitchell. I was wondering why that 9.5 point line was there. So Donovan Mitchell, we're going to hit points at 24.5. You're getting a 5-point discount. His line is 29.5. He's cashed at 74% of games on the season. He's averaging 30 points per game. This is a guy that you pick him for 25 points and 3 of 4 games he's going to cash you. Head-to-head versus Minnesota, no games from this season. The last 2 he had 36 and 23, averaging 29. You look at Minnesota; they don't give up a lot of points overall, but you got a guy who's averaging 21 points per game on the season, or 21 field goal attempts per game on the season. Last 10, he's averaging 20 field goal attempts. Yes, they have a fully healthy team. We can do that as well. We can go games with player. We can come here and we can select. We'll hit Mobley. We'll hit Jared Allen. We'll hit Garland. How many field goal attempts? Averaging 21.4 field goal attempts. So at cashing the 6 of 9 games, and that's with their 3 top scoring players. So like this a lot for a man Donovan Mitchell. I think he's going to cash it at 25 points, and not much more that I need to really say about that. If you don't like it, fade it. If you do, let's lock it in, and I'm going to be locking it in live. So it is 1.26x. I did end up playing 3 players together. Ace ended up posting these on some sleeper slips, so if you played the sleeper slips, you might want to fade this one because a lot of these players are going to be, you'll have them in more than one slip. But if you want to tell it, I like this slip a lot. So who are we pairing with Donovan Mitchell? The first one we're going to have is going to be for our man Garland. So Garland for 4.5 assists. I think Ace played him at 5.5, so 4.5 assists is a pretty low line. He's cashed 9 of 10 games. He's cashed at 17 of 22 on the season. Head-to-head, he's cashed at 1 of his last 2 versus Minnesota. None are from this season. Now, looking at Garland, I'm playing this as kind of a correlated play. If Donovan Mitchell has a great scoring game, Garland could be the facilitator and give him 5 assists. 5 assists is not that many for Garland. He's averaging 7 on the season. He's got double digits in 5+ games this season, so definitely getting a lot of potential assists, 12.3 potential assists per game on the season. 5 is not a lot. I expect him to give us at least 5. Now, Garland can take over doing different things here, and obviously, if he doesn't pass the ball to Mitchell, then we're not going to get assists from him most likely, because Mobley, let's look at Mobley's scoring lately. He put up 20 points his last game. Mobley's hadn't been doing as much as I expected from him this season, but a lot of their players have been dealing with some injuries as well. So give me Garland 5 assists. I don't dislike that play at all. I like it a lot, actually. It's around the same value. Like I said, Ace played it at 5.5. If you wanted to play it at 5.5, obviously you get better value on the slip. It'd be over a 2x, but I'm going to play the 1.2x to keep it kind of safe. And the third play that I locked in for this slip to make it actually usable, because you can't play 2 players from the same team, but ended up playing it with our man Ant-Man, and I ended up playing him for the same prop as Garland, or same prop as Mitchell, 25 points. I think this game's competitive. I think it's going to be a good game, and I think the star players are going to step it up, and they're going to do what they normally do. Ant-Man's cashed just 8 of 10 games. He's cashed at 73% of the games on the season. He's averaging 30 points. Looking at the exact same data that we looked at for Mitchell, he's cashed at 3 of 4 games this season, 1 or 2 of 2 games versus Cleveland. He's averaging 36 points in his last 2 versus Cleveland, but no games from this season. Cleveland doesn't give up a lot of points, middle of the pack, around 18th in the league. Look at him to the guard position, looking close to the same thing, around 20th. But Ant-Man putting up 20 shot attempts per game, 8 threes per game, around 7.5 3-pointers per game, playing 35+ minutes, the majority, or 34+ minutes, majority of the games that stay close. Now, they do have a boosted play for Ant-Man at 2.5 3-pointers made. If you wanted to play this, it's a 2.18x. I don't dislike this play at all. I decided to fade this one because 3-point lines from Ant-Man specifically me. I played this like twice in the last month, and it's chalked me both times. So I'm avoiding this, and I ended up going with Ant-Man for just 25 points. This gives us another 1.85x. I know people might not like the payout here. I don't mind this payout. I'll profit $200 on each slip. If both of them cash, I profit $400. So I'm cool with that. It's $400 a day. I'm okay with that. So Brandon Miller, Hero together, Garland, Ant-Man, and Mitchell together. Those are the 2 slips that I locked in personally. If you want to tell these, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but that is what I like to do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys leave a like and a comment for a chance at free VIP like I said. Join our Discord. It's free to join. If you want to get every play, WAP links down in the description. But I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.